Welcome back to MMA Mathletes. My name's Sean. This is Joe. We're two casual MMA fans who happen to be degenerate gamblers. Come join us while we chase the perfect parlay each week. This week, we're breaking down UFC Fight Night, Anthony Hernandez versus Gregory Rodrigues. And if you enjoy our content, make sure you're subscribed and hit that thumbs up button.
All right, we got pretty mopped on here, but I don't feel too bad because I feel like everyone got mopped. We had a ton of people join in on our live stream. Thank you so much for everyone that joined us on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. What else?
All of it, man.
All of it. All of our live streams. They were very live. Thank you so much. That was very entertaining. But we all got just murked this week. So I can't wait to get into this next fight card and win some of that money back.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you can't talk about this fight card without obviously talking about the biggest upset on the card, which would be Jeremiah Wells versus Miktabek Orobai. How did you feel about that fight?
God damn, does Jeremiah Wells still got it?
He's
the power, bro. Dude, he was swinging for the fences from like the get-go. Clips him in like round 3, drops him into a front headlock, and then goes ahead and submits him with the guillotine.
Yeah.
That thing was a ninja choke?
Ninja choke.
Crazy, dude. And he's
modifying guillotine.
And he goes and he's like, yeah, man, I hit that all the time in the gym. I even hit that on Joe Pyfer, just so you know. It's like, damn, son.
Dude, I mean, he's still that guy, man.
Yeah, I hope that he retires, though, just because, I mean, you're retiring on such a sick win. Like the biggest underdog in your hometown. It doesn't get much sweeter than that. Just retire. I think it's sick.
I mean, I believe he was the only, ironically enough, the only Philly guy on the card. And it's ironic that he is the one that gets the Rocky moment. To finish your career, dude, do it, brother.
That's the Rocky moment. Everything else was a sell.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you had Joel Alvarez. That was
What's he doing?
I'm going to call him Joel now. If his name's actually Joel, I'm calling him Joel.
Yeah.
He sold. Like, he was just a fire sale up in there.
Yeah, he didn't do any grappling. He just wanted to stand strike with a very dangerous striker. He's going up a weight class. Homeboy's coming down a weight class, and he just got dusted. And it was actually a really, really good performance for Chidi.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Every single time, you would just see Joel Alvarez just throw 1 or 2 strikes, but then you would see Chidi just respond with a 4-strike combination to just absolutely negate any kind of momentum that Joel had.
I was obsessed with that long guard that Chidi had. Every time Joel was coming in, he was just eating all the shots, and then he would come back with his own. Ate up the leg of Joel. Joel couldn't do anything except for throw 1 and 2 punches by round 3. Beautiful performance by Chidi. Terrible performance by Joel. I don't know why these guys do that, and then they're like, I didn't win that fight. I felt like I won that fight. You threw half as many strikes, if that, weren't landing as effectively. I don't know. Chidi had a great performance.
Dude, then you got Mansour just full selling.
That was a full sell.
Dude, he forgot how fighting
hard
works.
sell.
Yeah, that was the craziest. Oh, my gosh.
Used car sales.
The mighty have fallen, huh?
Yeah, that was terrible.
I mean, 2 fights ago, everyone was talking about Mansour being that guy, the boogeyman in the division. Absolutely not. I don't want to see another fight of his, to be frank, respectfully.
On the main card?
Yeah, that was rough to see. I mean, I just don't know where he was going with any of his striking. All of his striking was very looping, as if he was going up against someone that was like 2 or 3 times bigger than him, you know? Like literally every single hook that he threw, anything like that, it's like he couldn't get his range properly.
Yeah, and he kept on getting that clinch, and then Dustin would just take him to the ground. Eventually got the submission, but man, he just looked terrible.
Yeah, against Dustin, who's like not really that impressive in the middleweight division, to be frank, as well. Like that's just not, he's not that guy or anything. Like at least the Usuri, I think Usuri is that guy. So it's like, okay, it is what it is, losing against him. But losing against Dustin, I mean, Dustin lost to fucking Kelvin Gastelum. What did Kelvin Gastelum do?
Honestly, though.
Gross.
And then, of course, Ian Gary. Wow, what a performance. That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, good performance for Islam as well. I mean, he won the fight, but man, did he wear some fucking damage. Holy shit.
Yeah, he looked terrible at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
If you based it just off of the way they looked at the end of the fight, you definitely would think that Ian Gary won that. But, I mean, Ian was piecing up Islam whenever he hit him. It was really, really affecting him. So Islam did the grappling, just kind of wore him out against the fence, and that was pretty much it.
Except for that jab fake straight into the head kick. Smoked him for a second.
Brutal.
Oh my gosh. I did not expect that coming from
I thought that was the end.
Islam. Oh yeah, 100%. I was like, oh dude.
And then if that wasn't the knockout end, I thought that he was going to get him in that front headlock position and he was going to get that choke. I thought that was what was happening.
Kind of a unmemorable fight was definitely the Dern versus Robertson. Robertson came out super flat. That was unfortunate.
Definitely got to eat my words on that one, though.
Yeah, Mackenzie Dern's striking looks
so much better.
So much better than it did before. Like, there's people in our comments that were saying, oh my gosh, Mackenzie Dern's striking is so good. That's crazy to say that before this fight. After this fight, I'm like, oh yeah, Mackenzie's striking is really good.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
This is the first time I've seen Mackenzie Dern actually throw straight punches and have a game plan. Her boxing looked really, really strong. Her leg kick looked heavy.
Her striking movement was really good too. Normally, when you see her throw, she throws something and then she just kind of plots there and she's stuck in the mud and then she gets kind of pieced up a little bit. So I don't know. I'm very intrigued by this version of Mackenzie Dern, and I would love to see her against Zhang Weili.
Yeah, me too. Jillian had no power. On the ground, she looked like she had no answers. No real sense of urgency either. It's like she thought there was a million hours left.
Yeah.
And then her biggest shots were at the very end at the last 30 seconds.
It looked like she was just essentially just sleepwalking the entire time.
Charles Johnson, oh my gosh. He almost got put out, and then he comes back and he wins. That was an insane fight. On short notice, that guy's going to be a real problem in the future. Full camp versus full camp, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, he can eat shots too. Chaplin. He just has that young buck chin. I don't know. He's going to be a very interesting guy in the 125 division. I mean, we had Jalen Turner.
Oh, Jalen Turner destroyed Homeboy. That was easy. That was light work. That was cake.
Dude, I mean, the thing is like, I feel like a lot of people just forgot that Jalen Turner is that guy.
I'm so happy he's back.
Oh, yeah. Dude, when he's in the right headspace, he is a fucking dominant force in the 155 division.
That was going to be my lock of the week last week. I was going to get dicey with it and say first round KO. Because I just felt like, dude, right now is his time.
Yeah, 100%. Right now, I think he knows what he lost when he like retired. He's like, dude, like, what am I doing here? And now he's coming back and he's like, I think he fell in love with the game again, which is the most dangerous person. The person that just loves fighting just for the sake of the game and not for any kind of accolades or money or anything like that. That's a dangerous opponent. That's why King Green is so scary every single time he fights. That's why Charles Johnson's a terrifying fighter to go up against, because it's not really about the money. It's not really about the respect. It's about them improving every single time and just loving the sport.
I love that you bring that up because the next guy is Mr. Improvement, Tresean Gore. He is improving every single time. He's a dog. Teeth got knocked the fuck out and he continued fighting. Literally, he was giving teeth out to fans. Dude's insane.
Oh, you said it on the stream as well. I think Tresean said that it was the knee at the end of the fight, but it was definitely giving him trouble earlier in the fight. And you're like, I think he got his jaw broken or something like that, because like he has his mouth open and like he really
was off, and he was like,
yeah,
and he was tonguing at it. I knew when it happened. Yeah. I think that loosened up his teeth, and then that last one's when they fell out.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, he looked so good.
Yeah, I knew there was an issue there. Right when I saw that happen, yeah, like you said, I called it out. I was like, dude, his jaw is either broken or something.
Dude,
what's up?
We have to talk about my boy. You said it was my boy, Neil Magny.
Oh, your boy, Neil Magny, bro.
Let's go on that.
Yeah, dude.
That was crazy.
Dude, Ramirez was dusting that until he wasn't.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, he was doing a really good job. I don't know. I just felt like that's how he is.
Neil Magny fight.
Dude, it's classic Neil Magny fight. Where you're like, oh my gosh, he's getting just absolutely manhandled on the ground. But the thing is that Ramirez has a big problem of just putting so much effort into trying to keep someone down. And when he keeps them down like that, he just gasses out. And so that by the time it's like the second or third round, he's just like, and then Neil Magny's like, yo, I'm chilling. I didn't even want to get up in the first place, dude.
Dude. And then RIP for my lock of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Barbosa, man. I was happy to hit my lock of the week, but I was sad to see it happen.
Oh, 100%. I was so sad to see him retire. It sucks because you see mentally he still wants to fight, but he just knows like, dude, my body's just not agreeing with me.
Yeah. I mean, that pressure that Ribovic was applying to him. I mean, even when Ribovic won, afterwards he was sad. He was elated at first, And then as soon as he was done shaking hands and kissing babies, he turned around to see Barbosa putting his gloves down, and you could tell he was just so sad to see that happen.
It's unfortunate, but I mean, he had to do it sooner or later. I mean, you'd rather see them mentally check out a little bit, and they're like, oh man, like this fight game's just like not for me anymore. Like, you know, they kind of fall out of love with fighting. It sucks when they still love it, and they're just like, my body's just giving up, man. Like I can't do it the way I used to do it. Especially a very special and gifted striker that Edson Barbosa is. It's very sad to see.
We do have some fight announcements that got announced today.
Yeah, UFC 333 is looking pretty spicy. We have one of the most intriguing matchups in the featherweight division. We have Alexander Volkanovski versus Movsar Evloev. Who do you got on that?
I mean, knee-jerk reaction, you have to go Volkanovski. His performance against Islam the first time, that sells me right there. Going down to 145 and doing it against a 145, not 1-to-1, but like an Islam at 145, he's taking that no problem.
No pun intended, Islam light.
Yeah, Islam light right there. Pun intended. What about you?
Right now, I have Alexander Volkanovski. Can Movsar get it? Yeah, but like, I don't know. I just don't want to see him win. You know, respectfully. I enjoy Alexander Volkanovski's game. They both play the same game as well, though, where they both try to play for the long game, going for the decision and seeing if it works out for them. I just think that the experience, it's going to be on Alex's side in order to get that W. I don't know, man. I saw Lerryan win that fight against Movsar, but they gave it to Movsar, you know? So who knows? Who knows? Whoever's pushing the agenda there, you know, with my tinfoil hat.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to do a lot better than LeBron Murphy did.
Oh, 100%. I don't know. He's just such a special talent. We also got Petr Yan versus Merab 3 for the co-main. I think Peter takes it.
I think Peter has it figured out now.
He has it figured. Well, he's also the younger fighter. And so, like, the problem is that this is a year off of that previous fight. I mean, Merab is, going to be 37 this year, I believe. He's like 36, 37. I mean, that's just so much age, especially for the lighter divisions where it's like speed is essential, all those things, speed and cardio. I wonder if his cardio is going to take a hit. There's a lot of questions on the Merab side. I just hope that he's fully rested, ready to go, and we see just a 5-round war. That's going to be what I really want to see.
Yeah, I think knee jerk, I have to go with Petr Yan, but I want to see what adjustments Merab made, because there's a good chance that we see Petr Yan's last fight happen in reverse, where we see Merab just like, man, y'all must have forgot.
100%.
And it's
I wouldn't
very
be
exciting.
surprised one bit if that happened too.
Because he also fought, like that was his 5th fight that year?
Yeah, fourth or fifth. Yeah.
But that's insane. And
that weight cut is aggressive too. Because, I mean, he's like a fucking little tank when you see him. You know, so in the offseason, he's probably like, what, 155, 160, maybe?
I don't know about that.
150?
Maybe 150.
Maybe 150?
Yeah, maybe. He's smaller than me.
But he's like...
Even in his offseason, he's way smaller
really?
than me. Yeah.
Oh, no, I just feel like he's like a little fucking... Maybe when I look at him, it's just like the aura makes him look bigger.
It is the aura. He's a lot smaller than me, but he had like 4 or 5 fights, and then that last fight was a huge turnaround, right? It was like real quick.
Yeah.
That's a huge factor right there. So, I don't know.
Either way...
It has to get closer.
Yeah, he has an aggressive weight cut, and how he does it with the white knuckling. You know, he doesn't get a nutritionist in there to really help him with those weight cuts. Doesn't help as well, in my opinion.
I mean, Ian Gary likes to share, so maybe you could talk to him.
Dude, him sharing his nutritionist with his wife, is it like a package deal?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We also have Ozmat Mirzakhanov versus Dominic Reyes. I think that Mirzakhanov is going to take that.
I think he finishes off Dominic Reyes' career.
Yeah, I think he puts him away. Because the only reason why Dominic Reyes didn't get knocked in the previous fight was just because they were both so hesitant. Ozmat's not going to be like that. He's just going to walk him down.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be like, you're going to have to prove to me that you can't do this.
I don't know, though. Dominic Reyes does have that cheeky left hook and then also that backhand.
The boxing is not the big issue. Whether or not he can do efficient kickboxing on him. Because that was the big difference with Mirzakhanov and Paulo Costa was the kicking. The kicking game of Paulo Costa really threw off Ozmat the entire night and then ultimately led to the finish. So if Dominic Reyes can mix up the kicking and really make it more of a kickboxing match versus just straight up hands, that's going to be his best path to victory. But if it's just hands, I think Osmond takes that.
Yeah, we need to see a resurgence of Dominic Reyes' like his oomph. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when he was training against obviously John Jones. It's like we've seen a downturn since then.
Oh, yeah.
We need to see him just get that resurgence.
Yeah, he needs to get a little bit of that Kanye West cockiness swag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like if you're gonna go out, dude, you're gonna go out. Either he presses the pace and he knocks you out, or you go out in your shield and you try to put him out and have a chance at it.
We got a fucking sneaky fight at flyweight division, though. We have Lonnie Kavanaugh versus Tamarov. Who you got?
Who's Tamarov?
The guy that put out Steve Ursig a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. I have Lonnie Kavanaugh.
You have Kavanaugh?
Yeah, I think I have Lonnie Kavanaugh on this one. I don't know, man. Lonnie Kavanaugh.
I have no idea.
That's an interesting one. Knee jerk, I have to go Lonnie Kavanaugh. He's more complete. Tamarov, the reason I called out that fight was because Steve Ursig didn't learn from his mistake. That right hand, for some reason, is like his kryptonite. And Tamarov throws it the exact same way that Kai Kara-France does.
That's true. I mean, the only thing that I have that like with like Lonnie, he still hasn't learned from his Charles Johnson loss, where like when he circles out, he thinks that he's safe and he keeps that hand down. So the good thing is that Tamarov doesn't have the reach that Charles Johnson has. So it's not like he can really get that backhand from there. But still, I mean, we'll see. He's got mad power in his hands too.
Dude, I just feel like I'm just going to keep riding Lonnie until he becomes a champion again.
Next one that was announced was Arnold Allen versus Aaron Pico. Who you got?
I got to go Aaron Pico on this. I know. I talk a lot of shit about Aaron Pico. It was just his first fight. He just didn't look great.
Yeah, it's going to be a very close fight. It depends on what kind of Arnold Allen we see, too. Because normally we see Arnold Allen, and he's a very slow fighter. He doesn't pick it up until like halfway through the second round.
I feel like he hasn't learned.
Yeah, you can't do that, though.
Yeah.
You know, especially if it's only 3 rounds. Like, by the time it's like the second, third round, you're already behind. And you need to have the power to really just put away Aaron Pico. Does he have the power to do it? Most definitely. Definitely has the power to do it. But I think you need to be on his ass from the first minute to really establish that respect. We also have a nice little fight night main card. We have Sean Brady versus Gabriel Bonfim. That just got announced as well. Who you got?
I got to go Sean Brady on this.
I have to go Sean Brady
He's
too.
a gorilla, man. He goes out there and he's just going to put the pace. He made, what's his name, look like a training dummy.
Talking about Joaquin Buckley?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't know if Bonfim has that power that, like, I mean, the only reason why he got put out by Michael Morales is because Michael Morales has that power. He's that guy, you know? So it's like, that's going to be a real question with Bonfim. I'm curious to see if there's going to be a lot of grappling involved because Bonfim's grappling is really good. But Sean Brady's is also really good.
Dude, I'm going to call it right now. Kimura.
Dude, he gets the Kimura on him would be fucking
Hell yeah.
filthy.
Dude, he can do
I mean,
it.
it's 5 rounds too, so he's got time to do it.
Oh, yeah, he's fucking
You
him
know,
up.
especially if, let's say he's up 2-1 or 3-0 and going in the 4th round, and Bonfim has to actually start taking shots. He can definitely do it.
I'm just happy that we're seeing a very active Sean Brady.
Yeah. The problem I have with Bonfim as well is that he is a very kind of lackadaisical fighter. So if he is down 3 rounds, I mean, he's just going to be like, oh, as long as I take a decision, we'll be fine. Well, we'll see what happens. Versus being like, I'm down 3 rounds right now. Like being honest with himself, not delusional, being like, I'm down 3 rounds. I need to get a fucking finish and bite down my mouthpiece. You know, pretty much like what Bilal was to Bonfim. Bonfim is normally. So it's like, I just don't know if he has the dog to really compete with Sean Brady. We know Sean Brady's a fucking dog, though. And then we also have Raul Rosas Jr. going up against Hayoni Barceas. That is a crazy fight, dude.
That's so interesting.
Like, that one is so difficult to figure out because I'm like, I mean, Rosas, because he's got the wrestling. But like Hayoni, dude.
I think Hayoni takes that.
He might take that. It's going to decision. So, I mean, the safest bet, I think, is that it goes to decision.
Think about everyone that Hayoni has beaten. And it's like, how does that fight go?
Yeah. Montel Jackson is probably the strongest striker that he faced in terms of getting clean shots on him and having wicked power on it. And he survived that. I don't think that Raul has that kind of power in his hands. I mean, we'll see. but I just don't see that happening. But then also the grappling, he has so much grappling experience compared to Raul. So I'm curious to see how that whole idea plays out. I think it's gonna be similar to like maybe like the Christian Rodriguez versus Raul Rosas.
Yeah,
fight.
because Christian Rodriguez was able to stave off Raul.
Yeah,
So I think Barceas can definitely do it.
yeah, 100%.
All right, before we get into this week's fight picks, we are going live on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok this Saturday. We're going to be reacting and live betting on all the fights. So whether we win big or lose big, you don't want to miss it.
First fight up is Mauricio Barbosa versus Ryan Kuse. Who you got?
I have Barbosa on this. He's 18-2 with 15 knockouts. This guy's a problem. He's coming off a sick-ass knockout against Dennis Bazooka. His last 5 fights have been first-round knockouts. This is literally the most lock on the card. I mean, Ryan lost to Cameron Smotherman, and we've seen how Smotherman's been doing ever since he left the UFC. He's just been getting dusted. And honestly, I think Barbosa murks Smotherman.
I completely agree. This is actually my lock of the week. I have Barbosa to win by knockout. Please don't do me like Mansour. For the love of God. Barbosa is an absolute problem on the feet. I just don't see any spot where Ryan is going to be able to be effective in this fight. I'm going to make it short and sweet. I don't think that this goes out of the second round. I think it might not even get out of the first round. I think he's going to make quick work of Ryan and just on to the next fight. Next fight up is Anthony Wint versus Terrance Chatman. Who you got?
I have Anthony Wint on this. This isn't my lock of the week, but this is as good as it gets for a lock of the week. Anthony Wint is an ex-football player. He just fought in the Contender Series, starts his opponent in the first round. His back muscles look like someone's doing a double bicep pose on his back. It's insane. This dude is so explosive. It's going to be a first round finish, guaranteed. I think his sheer athleticism is going to get him really far in the heavyweight division, but I do think that he has the skills that's going to get him to the top, and I can't wait to see how far he goes in that division.
I completely agree. I have Anthony Wint to win this. I think it's most likely going to be a first round TKO type of situation. He is built like an absolute fucking tank of a human being. That guy is a unit, very explosive. His boxing is really good. He is a very coachable prospect. And because he just fought in the Contender Series and he didn't get any damage put on him, we know for a fact that he's going to be in shape for this fight as well. And he'll have the cardio to hold up for 3 rounds. I don't think he needs it, though. Next fight up is Gage Young versus Stan Dorsainvil. Who you got?
I have Gage on this one. Stan isn't as polished as Gage. I wasn't really impressed with Gage's performance against Thiago Moises. It was more like I was so disinterested in how Thiago was performing that night. But that being said, Gage is the more polished grappler in this fight. He shows a lot of feints, and he's able to pressure with those feints. Stan doesn't really throw a lot of feints. He kind of just throws. So I think he's going to do a really good job pulling out the counters from Stan. Honestly, I just hope that we see Gage throw that cross to the body and that lead uppercut like he did against Thiago Moises, but this time it actually lands.
Originally, it was supposed to be Cody Steele versus Gage Young, which I had Cody Steele because I just think he's a much more dangerous prospect than Gage. Gage is just a very game fighter. But for this one, I definitely have Gage to win this. It is going to be a short notice fight, but Stan was supposed to fight the week after anyways. So I don't think that conditioning is going to be a huge issue for Stan. The big issue is that he's going to go up against Gage, who's a very tricky opponent to go up against on short notice. And he has insane work rate compared to Stan's previous opponents. I just don't know if he's going to be able to keep up with the pace of Gage. Next fight up, we have Jamall Emmers against Joe's actual boy, Lerryan Douglas. Who you got?
I have Lerryan Douglas by KO, round 1. This is my lock of the week.
I was like, this has to be his lock of the week.
Lerryan is an absolute savage, an animal, and a problem. He is giving the whole division a problem. His hands are lethal. Emmers is a very fun fighter to watch, but he is susceptible to knockouts. We saw it in the Nate Landwehr fight, and we also saw it in the Julian Erosa fight. And who knocked out Julian Erosa? Lerryan Douglas. So I think we're definitely going to see a clean first round knockout come Saturday.
Yeah, don't blink on this fight. I also have Lerryan Douglas in this fight. Every single fight that I've seen him in, I've fallen more and more in love with his striking. He is such a dangerous fighter. He's an absolute dog. He just has that killer instinct. He knows when he can get someone hurt, and then when he knows they're hurt and just knows how to put them down. Also, just classic MMA math. We have Lerryan Douglas, who knocked out Julian Erosa, and Julian Rosa knocked out Jamall Emmers. That's just nice, cut and dry. I know MMA math doesn't mean everything, but I think it definitely shows that Lerryan Douglas is going to be the more dangerous fighter in this, and I see this not leaving the first round. Next fight up is Nasrat Haqparast versus Chris Padilla. Who you got?
This is a very close fight. I'm going Nasrat on this. Chris Padilla has such clean Muay Thai. This is going to be a very, very hard fight to pick from, but I have to go Nasrat just because his pressure, his pace, his ability to get that inner dog in him. But if you want to go Chris Padilla, we could definitely go Chris Padilla.
Well, Joe, I have Nasrat to win this fight.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I said close fight as well. I was like, if you have Chris Padilla, I understand. Chris Padilla is a dog. He is a game fighter. I love watching him fight. He has great stand-up. The problem is I don't think he has a lot of volume. And especially when he's on his back foot, which I predict this fight, he's going to be very much on his back foot. Like we saw it against the Mederos fight. That's the reason why it turned into a draw, was because he wasn't active enough in the exchanges for the judges to really see him winning that fight. I personally saw him win that fight, but, you know, I'm not a judge either.
I mean, also, he did go to a split decision with Jai Herbert. And Nasrat, I think he might even finish Jai Herbert.
The thing is also, this is an MMA fight. I see Nasrat, especially because he's coming off of a knockout loss, I see him really relying on his grappling to really get this done. I see him drawing it out for 3 rounds and just getting it by decision. I know a lot of people are going to count out Nasrat just because he lost in his previous fight to a highlight reel knockout. But I mean, that's against Quillen Sallkild, and he's just doing that to everyone. So, you know, you can't really evaluate it based on that performance alone. I just really see this being a competitive 3-round fight and it going to decision either way. So if you're choosing one way or the other, I would suggest that it's going to go the distance. Next fight up is Shanelle Dyer versus Elise Reed. Who you got?
I have Shanelle Dyer. I'm kind of tentative on this one because Elise does have this little theme going on ever since she joined the UFC. It goes loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. And she is due for a win. I just don't think that she's going to get that win. Shanelle Dyer, as long as she keeps it standing and keeps cracking her, I mean, she takes this one. Shanelle Dyer trains at Britain Top Team, and she's coming off a knockout win against Havina Oliveira, but we know that means absolutely nothing. Elise does have more experience in the UFC, but she's lost against anyone who's good in the UFC, so it doesn't really mean too much.
I also have Shanelle Dyer in this fight. I wasn't impressed with Shanelle Dyer versus Carol Foro in her Contender Series fight. It was just a whatever fight. She was making a lot of mistakes. I was like, I don't see a really high ceiling for her as a prospect in the UFC. They sign her. She's going up against Havina Oliveira. I chose Havina. We went and decided to do over 2.5 rounds on it. She gets it done in 2 rounds. Very impressed with her striking ability. The thing is, she seems like a fighter similar to kind of like Jalen Turner, where she needs to make sure that she's confident she's in the right headspace. And if she's in the right headspace, she's a very dangerous opponent. Reed is definitely a step up in competition compared to Havina Oliveira, obviously. But Dyer has the 3 main components to this fight. She's the younger fighter, she's the taller fighter, and she has the better reach, which is very important if you're a striker and you know how to use your reach effectively. And I just see her controlling the pace of this fight. Does she get finished? Shanelle has shown that she does have the touch to potentially put out opponents that the UFC gives her. Whether or not we see her do that to Elise Reed remains to be seen. I think that this is going to be a very competitive fight altogether, though. Next fight up is definitely a fight that I have zero confidence in. We have Shamil Gaziev versus Kennedy Nchukwu. Who you got?
I have Kennedy on this one. Shamil is coming off of back-to-back knockout losses. Kennedy is the younger, taller, longer fighter. He is also a bit lighter for the heavyweight division, but I think that gives him the advantage of athleticism. So I definitely think that he probably could knock him out for the 3rd time and then get him cut from the UFC.
I mean, I tentatively have Gaziev. We can go with Kennedy. I'm just not a fan of either one of these fighters. These are just classic heavyweight fighters that you don't want to bet on either one of these fighters, to be honest. 'Cause like, I feel like this fight is either going to be a flashy 1st-round knockout where we see someone's power just overwhelm the other opponent, or it's going to be a slow, boring 3-round fight, and we're just like, man, this is a fucking snooze fest. Like, I definitely see what you see in Kennedy. He's a younger fighter, taller fighter, longer fighter. You know, I love those stats. At the same time, he's a very inconsistent fighter. We just don't know which kind of Kennedy we're going to get. Are we going to get the guy that comes in, mauls his opponent in the first round, and we're like, oh my gosh, look at this guy? Or do we see him like him versus Buchecha, where he's just a fucking just not doing anything? And we're just like, what the fuck are you doing? Go, go, go. At any point, you can go, you know? And I just don't know which version that we're going to get. If we get version that he's just going to come out here and want to spark, I think he sparks him. But if we see him just be very tentative, I think that he gets a bunch of rounds stolen from him and then he loses by decision against Gaziev. So we can go with Kennedy, but I have zero confidence in either one of these fighters, honestly. Next fight up is a very fun fight. We have MarQuel Mederos versus Mason Jones. Who you got?
I have Mason Jones. This man can't be stopped. He's a juggernaut, tough as nails, and no one can take him out. The pure grit of Mason Jones is going to be too much for Mederos. Mederos is coming off of a draw against Chris Padilla as well. I think if Mason Jones goes to war with Chris Padilla, that Mason Jones takes that. So I have to go Mason Jones on this.
I have Mason Jones as well. The fucking zombie is still out there and getting it. That guy, I don't know how he has that crazy of a chin, but it's unreal. Him versus Axel Sola, he had so many shots that any other human being is getting put down from that. Or if you watch him against Jeremy Stevens had a couple moments that literally, if any other person took that shot, that's a kill shot. Mason Jones, he just walked right through it, ate it for lunch. And I see him doing it in this fight as well. Mederos, he is a good fighter. He has good power. Problem is, I feel like he's not super effective on his back foot. He will be on his back foot in this fight. If there's one thing I know, Mason is going to force him to only be on his back foot. He has relentless pressure. On top of it, Mederos tends to be a slower starter. We saw it in the Padilla fight where he didn't really turn it on until round 2, somewhere in round 2. By the time he gets settled into the fight, I think there's going to be too much momentum on Mason Jones' side. I see us going to decision, though. Next fight up is Carli Judice versus Jeisla Chaves. Who you got?
I have Carli Judice on this one. I still can't stop thinking about that head kick she landed on Dubin. Jesla's no slouch, though. She is also a dog. She also fought Dubin, but she did go split decision against Dubin. If you're doing MMA math, then that means that she's definitely going to win. But if that doesn't sell it, all you fans of Juliana Miller, Carli Judice is coming off of a win against Juliana Miller. So that alone, I think that she definitely takes it.
I think this fight comes down to who can... it comes down to who implements their game plan first, because they have opposite game plans. So you have Carli Judice. She is a very effective kickboxer. She has lethal strikes from distance. She wants to keep it at arm's length and really just tee off on her opponent. Chaves, her path to victory is to really make this a dirty fight where it's a lot of clinching, a lot of grappling, inside boxing, things like that, to really negate a lot of the strengths that Carli Judice has. Carli Judice in this fight will have enough anti-grappling and enough power to really command respect from Chaves and keep it at distance. And I see her winning either by decision or maybe possibly a late round stoppage. Next fight up is the Parlay Buster fight. We have Jackson McVeigh versus Wesley Schultz. Who you got?
I don't think it really matters who I have on this, because no matter who we pick on this, it's going to be the other person and vice versa. This is the Parlay Buster. This is Wes Schultz. That's who I have. I mean, we watch this guy on the Contender Series get the Saloyev stretch, and then nothing much after that. And then we have Jackson McVeigh, who, I mean, he hasn't really done shit in general, but I don't know. Both these guys I don't really care about. So I guess we'll go with Wes Schultz. I don't know. Who do you have?
I have McVeigh, but I have zero confidence in this
We
fight.
can go McVeigh.
We can go with McVeigh. We can go with Wes Schultz. I think the biggest thing is that Wes Schultz he's very chinny. Like, he can definitely get hit and knocked and everything like that. We can go with Wes Schultz because obviously Jackson McVeigh won against Cedricus Dumas, but that's also Cedricus Dumas. No offense. Like, apparently he's just a free win for most people in the UFC. But before that, he's coming off 2 back-to-back submission losses against Zachary Reese and against Bruno Ferreira. I honestly believe that Wes Schultz is a better grappler than either one of those fighters. McVeigh's best path to victory is really trying to lean into his power and his striking and just kind of wilt Wes Schultz. I feel like the problem is that once Wes gets knocked, which I think most likely will happen, if Jackson McVeigh gets into his guard and tries to either TKO him from there or try to submit him from there, I think Schultz is very dangerous off his back from there. And I definitely think that he can get a submission from the bottom position because of that. We can go with Wes Schultz. I think that Wes Schultz, his strength is better than Jackson McVeigh's strength.
Yeah, I think Wes's submission strength outweighs everything that Jackson McVeigh can do.
Exactly, yeah. Couldn't say it better myself. Next fight up is Serghei Spivac versus Vitor Petrino. Who you got?
I have Petrino on this. He has too much power. I think he's going to clip him on the way in. He's way more active than Spivac. One of those flurries is going to connect on Spivac's chin, and Spivac's going to go to sleep. Spivac, he's a very, very slow stand-up fighter. If this goes to the ground, it will be interesting, but I just think that Vitor has too much power. He's going to keep it standing, and he's going to crack him, and he's going to end it early.
It depends on what you think is going to happen in this fight, whether or not either one wins this fight, you know? So I think that Spivac is going to win this fight because I think that he's going to be able to get into scenarios where he's clinching, where he's grappling. Vitor definitely can put him on notice with power. I just don't know. Like, I just have a feeling that this is just going to be one of those boring fights where Spivac just kind of does his like heavyweight thing where he just kind of leans on him for 3 rounds. And then I guess we got to pick a winner. So Spivac wins. I feel like it's going to be that kind of fight. But I mean, Vitor definitely has the power to potentially put him down, and he has the technical advantages of being at light heavyweight and competing in light heavyweight, where Spivac is going to see a lot of stuff that he doesn't normally see with a traditional heavyweight in terms of the striking game.
I think the volume and the angles is what really is going to set him apart when he is fighting against Spivac. Spivac, when he's throwing, he gets stuck in the mud, and he has to readjust every time you move. Just like a giant polar bear or something like that. So I have, that's why I have Vitor. I think he takes it. I don't think he's going to go to the ground with him. Like, I don't think he's going to get clipped and go to the ground. I don't think he's going to be in any of those dangerous exchanges.
Do you think it goes to decision? Do you think it goes over the rounds? I mean, it's probably going to be a round and a half. I would assume that they put
I
it
think
on.
he has the touch.
You think he has the touch?
Yeah.
So I think that Spivac has a better chin than Thomas Peterson. And Thomas Peterson got put out in the 3rd round against Vitor. So do you want to do maybe the over?
Thomas Peterson also has a much more wrestler base than he does.
True.
He has more of a jiu-jitsu base.
I got you.
He's a big jiu-jitsu guy.
Mm-hmm.
The grappling's different. Thomas Peterson just holds you against the cage and kind of doesn't let you get anything off. Vitor should be able to bounce around and not get taken down. I think he ends it in the 1st or 2nd round.
You think he ends it in the 1st or 2nd round? I mean, you sound very confident he's going to get it in the 1st or 2nd round.
I think Vitor takes it. I think his volume is going to be way too much. He's too active for that division.
I mean,
Spivac.
you've always been higher on Vitor than I have. So, I mean, we can go with Vitor.
You're just sad about the Steven Asplin thing.
Maybe I'm a little bit jaded by that.
But
I
even
could be a
there,
little bit biased.
look at him in there. Steven Asplin just has a granite chin, but he was hitting with some nasty shots.
That's true.
And Steven Asplin, I think he has a lot of volume.
Yeah, that's true. I really hope that it just isn't a boring fight. I just hope that this is a nice, like, quick heavyweight fight that it's done in 2 rounds, if that, and then we move on to the next fight.
Do you want to go with Vitor? You want to go the over? What do you want to do?
We can go Vitor. Yeah, 100%. We can. I mean, I think either fighter has this fight. I'm assuming if you went on Tapology and you saw the votes, it's probably like 53 to 48 or whatever it is. 53-47 for whoever they think is favorited on the card. So I think this is probably the closest fight on the card.
Striker versus grappler and heavyweight?
Yeah. I just don't know if Spivac has the ability to close the distance to properly get his grappling. I mean, does he? I think he does potentially. But the thing is, what was he going to do with that? Like, I don't know. I just honestly, I see him getting just a boring ass decision victory. But I'm just like thinking these are going to be old school heavyweight fights, and we're getting brought into the new school with Vitor Petrino and with like Josh Hoka and all these people are actually trying to finish fights. And so maybe the immediacy of I need to get this shit done. He can't keep up with that pace that Vitor puts out, and then he just gets put out because of that. I can definitely see that happen as well. Next fight up is the co-main event. We have Reinier de Ridder versus Roman Dolidze. Who you got, Joe?
I guess I have RDR in this. Roman Dolidze is 38 years old, so he'd be beating a 38-year-old Roman Dolidze, who already isn't very impressive. RDR, though, has not looked very impressive in his last couple fights. But RDR has the height, the reach, and the age advantage. He needs to get his grappling started early, and he needs to do it often. Roman is a very slow fighter. He is not very explosive in any way. He's not very impressive in any way. I have no idea how he's so high up there. It's crazy to me. If he loses to Roman, Roman being 38 years old should retire, and RDR losing to Roman at 38 years old should be cut or retire. One or the other.
I also have RDR to win this. Not super confident in it. They both have cardio concerns. That's like one big deal, is that they both get really gassed in their fights. I'm curious to see how RDR looks at 205 though, because maybe just that weight cut is so bad that it ruins his gas tank, and we're going to see whether or not that's the case. I fully expect RDR to pressure and grapple almost immediately. I think that his grappling is going to be much better than Dolidze's. Dolidze does have more of the wrestling power base, but I think that because RDR is just so tricky and slick with his submission game, I could see him potentially getting a submission. We've seen Dolidze get submitted multiple times. I mean, he got submitted by Anthony Hernandez. First of all, love Anthony Hernandez, but at the same time, RDR, I think, does have better grappling than Anthony Hernandez. But I do think that Dolidze is going to be dangerous enough to make this a competitive fight, and I think this is going to be a very close one. RDR just edges it out. Either he gets a late submission, I feel, or he gets the decision. Next fight up is the last fight up. We have Anthony Hernandez versus Gregory Rodrigues. Who do you got, Joe?
I have Anthony Hernandez to win this. Gregory Rodrigues is a very dangerous opponent. He's been on a tear lately. He has the power. He has a complete ground game. Very dangerous opponent. Anthony Hernandez is obviously a stud in the octagon. Beating Brendan Allen and then hitting the RNC on Dolidze got him that Sean Strickland fight. But Strickland's just built different, and that's why he got the victory. Gregory Rodrigues is going to come out with everything he's got for the first 3 rounds. If Anthony Hernandez is able to grab even one of those rounds, then I think he definitely takes it. Gregory Rodrigues is going to be way slower in rounds 4 and 5. That's Anthony's chance to get a finish or to edge out those last rounds and get a decision.
Well, Joe, I have Gregory Rodrigues.
Do you?
To lose this fight.
Oh, dude.
Did I get you on that one?
That one you did.
Hell yeah.
I was like, of course you did.
I have Anthony Hernandez. I think that people are going to undervalue Anthony Hernandez in this fight simply because he lost his last fight, but his last fight was against Sean Strickland. And guess what he did? He decided to go and start training with Sean Strickland. So I think with that, and on top of it, just the constant sparring that they do with their training every day over at the PI, I think that's only going to make Hernandez better. He has pace and pressure. He just stays in your face. One thing that I'm so impressed with Anthony Hernandez as well is how elementary his wrestling game is. Like, he is not reinventing the wheel whatsoever. Most of the stuff that he gets people on, these are tricks that you learn in high school wrestling, but because they're so simple, he's just perfected them. It's so sick to see. You see the smallest things and you're just like, oh yeah, that's like day one wrestling stuff. And he does it to perfection. And he is always underrated in the grappling department. I mean, the last time he went up against someone that was a top tier grappler was who? Adolfo Vieira. What happened in that fight? He got the submission round 2. Rodrigues has really good jiu-jitsu. He's top tier. We don't really see it because he loves to just stand and bang, but he does have that submission game. He does have that jiu-jitsu game. The other problem that I see in Rodriguez's game is his stand-up. He is very much a headhunter. He doesn't do many body shots. And if he's going to put away Anthony Hernandez, he's going to have to lean to Anthony Hernandez's body because his chin is like pretty much up there with like all the other elite chins in the game. You know, the Vittoris of the world, things like that. But his body is definitely, we saw it in the last fight with Strickland. That's where you need to go. That's his problem area in striking. Rodrigues definitely has the tools to get this done, especially if he has trained striking with more variety and can hold a pace for 5 rounds. But I just see Anthony Hernandez just being on the ass from round 1 and just doing his pressure wrestling, doing his pressure boxing, and he's just going to look so slick with it. And we're going to be like, oh my gosh, dude, how great is Anthony Hernandez? Or we're going to see, oh my gosh, the power of Gregory Rodrigues. That dude's a problem. And I'm just going to trust Anthony Hernandez out of those two scenarios.
All right, that's a wrap for this week's Five Picks. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoy this content, all of our social media is linked in the bio. Be sure to subscribe, cash those tickets, and don't forget, bet smart, fight hard. We'll catch you in the next card.